My name is Kat, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. In case you didn't know, I have now been out of corporate life for 1 year. And I think that there is a lot to be learned from getting out of the corporate system, just because I feel like it puts you in a 9-to-5 robotic mindset. And there's just a lot more to life than that. And I don't think I fully knew that while I was in the 9-to-5 space. So now, for the past year, I've been a server, I've been a model, I've been an actress, I've been a full-time traveler. I've tried to build my own online shit. Like, I've really tried to do it all. And I've failed at majority of it, if we're being honest. Actually, we haven't failed yet. It's just like in the process of building, in the process of getting to where we want to be, because it doesn't happen overnight, and it also, I guess, doesn't happen in a year, at least not for me. Oops. Anyways, some of the lessons that I learned since getting out of corporate. Lesson number 1, you shape your reality. So that feels like it's a really simple thing to grasp and understand, but I think the first time I was ever presented with this idea was when I went to Greece back in 2019 for like a mini study abroad type situation. And I met a girl there who she would work both a day job and a night job for 6 months. And then the other 6 months she would just live her life. She would travel, go wherever. So she would just save up her money. And because she was working all the time, she had nowhere to spend it during the summer. So she really was saving everything except for whatever she was paying in rent, which I think she was actually staying with her family, so whatever. But I think now that I've traveled even more and I've talked to even more people, there's a lot of different lifestyles. I mean, obviously you have entrepreneurs that just kind of either work all the time or work whenever they want. You have seasonal workers that just do contracts. You have people that will literally just work for like 2 months, get enough money to travel for 2 months, do that, and then go back, and they just switch back and forth until they run out of money and stuff. Obviously, you have the 9-to-5 life, but there's people that make money online. There's a lot of different lifestyles to be lived, and like different situations for going on working and off working, and also just getting like passive income. So I think it's just interesting that we're not really taught that growing up. Like, I feel like, at least for me, you're very much so born and bred into a 9-to-5 system. And I feel like that's also what college tries to teach you. So, or even if it's not 9-to-5, sometimes it's longer hours. Like if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, it's just like you give your life to work, So you are the one that creates your reality. Whatever life you want to live, you have the ability to make that happen. If you don't like the idea of a 9-to-5, get out. There's so many other ways to make money. Number 2, work is not life. I know, crazy. That's what they teach us. But I remember when I was at my 9-to-5, when I was at corporate, I didn't stop thinking about my job, like ever. I was consistently thinking, oh, what do I have to do next? What have I not done? What can I not do? Because I wanted to do the work that I had so badly so I could just literally cross it off, and I would stare at a fucking wall before I would complete that task. Like that's the point that I was at. I was burnt out to the fucking max. And I think I was just like, oh my God, this is my future. My future is never being able to relax. And I really was like, I simply don't want to do that. So I gotta go, So work is not life. I guess another way to reframe this is that if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And that's more the mentality that I have, because yes, you can do hobbies, and I don't think hobbies are a bad thing. In fact, I do think that you should have hobbies, but like, why would you not try to do something that you genuinely love to do as work? Because truly, if you're obsessed with it, if you love it that much, you're not gonna mind. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so excited for this new project. And instead of always having to come up with your own projects, you can have other people come up with project ideas for you. And if you're good enough at your job, you can pick and choose which ones you actually want to do and which ones you don't really want to do. So I don't know, it was again just like a different way of viewing work, of viewing hobbies, of viewing life. Number 3, self-validation. So the interesting thing about corporate is that you are always reporting to someone, and basically you are kind of determining your self-worth based off of what someone else thinks. Because when you have a manager, that's the person that decides like if you get more money. They're the person that decides if you get a higher title. Like, you are constantly seeking validation from other people. And the only thing that you should be seeking in this life is self-validation. You should be happy with yourself. You shouldn't need another voice to be telling you what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot achieve, where you should and shouldn't be. That should all be an internal voice, not an external voice. And I think that has really helped me to determine more of a self than when I was in corporate, when I was in a schooling system, when there's always someone above me that was trying to tell me what I can or cannot do. The best place to be is in a collaboration. You don't really necessarily want to deal with the power dynamic of someone is above you, someone's below you type situation. It's just, I actually don't really know how good it is for our concept of self. Number 4, self-trust. So the thing about self-trust is I think a lot of people lack it. And self-trust is kind of a lack of discipline. Whenever you are no longer working for someone, you have no one holding you accountable for doing the things that you want to do except for yourself. So like if you want to build a business, you have to trust yourself to show up to work every single day. Anything that you want to do now, whether that's travel, you have to trust yourself to make those travel plans and to have enough money and to budget and to figure out everything that you want to do. You have to trust yourself for that. Because if you don't trust yourself, then you're either panicking the whole time or you're dead in a ditch. Number 5, I can in fact figure it out. I think the one bonus of the job that I did have is it really taught me that I am going to be okay no matter what, because I do have the brain capacity and the creativity and the resourcefulness to be able to make things work and to figure it out. So I know I'm not where I want to be right now, but I know at some point I'm going to figure it out. I hope it's sooner rather than later, obviously, but like also everything's in divine timing. I hate to say it, but like it's true. So it's just one of those things where, again, it kind of develops even more self-trust because you're like, I'm literally putting my life on the line to figure it out. And when I do, I'm creating that trust with myself. I'm creating that knowing that I know what's best for me, and that knowing that I can do whatever I want and I can achieve whatever I want. Yeah. And that's that. So those are my top 5 things that I've learned since I've been out of my corporate job. Obviously, there's a lot of other lessons that I've learned along the way. So if you like this video, go ahead and comment below and let me know, and I can make a part 2. And if you have any questions about transitioning from different careers into a more freelance entrepreneurial, I can't tell you that I'm going to give you the best advice, but I can tell you what I do know as of right now and the struggles that you might find along the way. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.